All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ben and I's fall seasonal selection for 2023. A wonderful cask we'll introduce here in a little bit. Ben, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I went for the autumnal theme, as you can tell, pink and orange, yellow and red. I just randomly selected this color scheme, but yeah, man, I'm feeling super fall festive. It's also hot in hell down here in Tennessee. It feels nothing like fall in reality, but this is the whiskey season for real, though.
Oh yeah, we've been getting a little bit cooler. We've been down in the 70s and 80s the last couple of days.
That's hot.
So,
That's
yeah.
hot. But I'm excited because I know, a few years ago, I mean, the whole pandemic, I'm trying to think when, if you guys aren't familiar with the series, we were thinking about not new, but we had an opportunity to bring over some full casks to American members from the UK, and we're trying to think of different themes and what to go for. And I thought, for the US, we have so many different climates and seasons that it would be cool to, do a quarterly release, one really embodying the different seasons. The only thing is, though, it's been a few years now, so we've, I think usually what you might expect, we didn't want to be redundant with different things. So this is a really, I think, interesting introduction to fall that we have going down here. And yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys like the concept. Sounds kind of like a pretty common whiskey marketing idea. So, but anyway, I still liked it, so I was like, let's do this.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And was this the first year, though, too, we have, we'll show it here in a little bit, where they do kind of the artsy labels.
Yeah.
Which really kind of makes them, I like, and it makes them kind of stand out on the shelves. I have all mine in the front up here side by side.
You're an artsy guy. I mean,
yeah.
I see them back there behind you. They're blurred. Yeah. But okay, you got the artsy thing going. Oh, look at that, man. Yeah, is it the festivals? Or that's different.
Oh, all of them, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're the artsy guy between us, and yeah, I'm excited. We got one whiskey tonight, which is kind of a bummer, but also, I don't know, my morning will be better because
I know that's just it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a productive Friday.
When we do 5 or 6 whiskeys, sometimes that morning comes around a little early.
But we also do these mostly on Mondays, and now it's like Thursdays. So I think tonight's the night I'd be down for more. But we got one tonight, so it won't be too long. If you're with us watching live, of course, but you might be watching this tomorrow or the following day. I think the big thing to mention before we open up the whiskey and taste it and share our thoughts is this is going to be exclusive cast to the USA, as we mentioned, for members in the USA only, and it's available through the lottery system. So just because of I think, general interest we have on these limited releases, we do have a lottery link below in the description, and you can enter. And I think we'll leave that open until when? Probably Monday. Is that right, Scott?
Usually, yeah. Usually it'll go until the next. Well, that's usually, though. Sometimes is it that late though? We normally don't do these on Thursday night, so that's a good question. Let me check my email real quick here and see how long the lottery is open to enter.
Yeah, so clearly, we're really on top of things tonight, as you can tell. No, but yeah, maybe it even says in the link. Everybody, click on the link, comment, drop a comment in chat. But point is, got a few days. Lottery will be open if you like what you see, like what you hear. I don't know where else to go from here, but I'm thirsty and it's been a hell of a day, and I got a pink background, so I'm just ready to pour a whiskey.
It's been a hell of a few weeks.
Oh yeah, it has been. All good, everybody.
Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
Yep.
So got a few days.
And I realized too, we're talking about we're gonna, we'll intro the bottle here later, but it's already out. Everybody knows what it is. They got the email.
Yeah. So I think what's exciting, 12-year-old Space Otter, spicy and sweet, from 2 different casks, an ex-bourbon hogshead, and then transferred to a first fill Marsala wine barrique. And it's interesting because we were talking about this a little bit before, Scott. It's not something you see often, Marsala wine. It's a type of fortified wine. And, obviously we see a lot of sherry casks, similar profile. Maybe I find Marsala is very similar to sherry, obviously within the vein of vin du naturels, fortified wines. But I frankly, you have yours in your glass already. I got to catch up. I have no idea what to expect from this one, which I like.
And I know somebody will ask as well. This was 9 and 3, 9 years in the bourbon hogshead, 3 years in the masala barrique, first fill masala barrique. I've had, well, there were 2 marsala finished whiskeys I had that really got me into marsala whiskeys. One was a Bunnahabhain and one was a Lacheg, and they were both glorious, wonderful whiskeys. And every chance I've had since to try a marsala finished matured whiskey, I jump at it because I have learned to love it. And this one, no exception.
You're an artsy marsala guy. I didn't realize that until tonight. You think you know a guy until you open a bottle of marsala finished.
That's right.
Bayside whiskey. Then his true character comes out.
Let's go through real quick. You want to do a roll call real quick? We did not do that. Tom R. is here. Licurious George, Duke McHale, the Whiskey Franco, A. Moore, T. Roy, Scuba Summer, Andrew Hamaker, Sean Spaeth, George Kaplan. I don't know if George Kaplan misses a live stream. He's always tuning in. Jimmy Jazz, Tom R. If I didn't say Tom R. And that looks like it right now.
And the best name of the night, Andrew Hamaker. Hamaker,
I would say.
Hamaker. Sorry, Andrew. Either way, I love that name. Hamaker. Probably, well, yeah, because it's not like Rainmaker. It's Hamaker. I think it's Hamaker, right, Andrew? Sorry, we were just playing around with your name, but he says you got it, but I don't know if he said it. You got it because it's Haymaker or Hamaker.
Hamaker.
It's one of the Hamaker. Okay. All right. Andrew.
It was showing a little bit darker, I could tell, than what it actually was. So you can see it there. There's actually almost a little bit of a pinkish tint to it, almost like a ruby port I've seen, or even that what was the Australian Muscat? That Muscat wine brie kind of had a little bit of a pinkish tint to it. It's almost in this as well. Ooh, yeah. Sweet fruits and berries. A little bit of a mushroom funkiness. Malty.
Yeah, very rich, very warming.
Ooh.
You know, you can sort of just nose the texture. There's a lot of texture. You can just tell just from nosing it alone. It sounds kind of wild because I haven't even tasted it yet. Dark, woody. You said mushroom. The funkiness is definitely there. That's a great call out. You know, it reminds me of course, of Madeira wine, which I think is a really funky type of fortified wine, and it imparts a lot of funky characteristics into Scotch whiskey. I think there's some of that going on too, so maybe similarly, but more woody on this one. You get a little bit of oak.
A little bit of a wet oak.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing's dry, right? It's just nosing it. It smells very wet, lush, dense.
George Kaplan asking, by the way, how long is the 3 free deal going for the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society of America? Meaning buy 3 bottles during the month of September and get free shipping. So again, through the end of September.
Yeah, and also if you don't see 3 bottles at the moment you want, you can also place an order for 1 or 2 bottles, and in the notes just say hold for future shipment, and we can combine the subsequent order, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but that said, we got a lot of choices right now in our shop. Like I know there's a lot of good whiskey. So hopefully finding 3 is not difficult. It's not like it was 2020 when I felt like we had 2 whiskeys in stock at any moment.
Yeah. Well, they should be thinning out a little bit. A lot of people, the sales have been up. A lot of people really taking advantage of that. So real quick though, too, when I first saw this on our list, I thought it was named Flavor Tarantula, but it's not. It looks like Tarantella.
Yeah. And what is that, Scott?
You're gonna have to tell me.
Well, it's probably because the Marsala is Italian and wine, so it's I had looked this up earlier, and it's some sort of Italian folk dancing is what I recall. So, which I think the name probably makes sense given that this is two different casks at play and influencing the characteristics. A bit of a dance between the Marsala wine and the bourbon oak.
Yeah.
Beneath it, perhaps. I mean, we haven't even tasted this whiskey yet. We're like really dragging on this the nosing process. The one whiskey night.
Whiskey Franco says Quentin Tarantella.
Oh yeah.
Tarantino.
The famous Italian director.
Oh.
Yeah. No, he's not really.
I was gonna say, is he Italian?
All right. I'm gonna taste this.
I love that. Yeah, go ahead, get in there. The nose on this is really, it's coming out of the glass. It's very nice. This is one I think you could sit down with for quite a while, just nosing and just getting notes from. It's just, I mean, there's some kind of floral characters in there, nuttiness, all this other that we already brought up. But yeah, really beautiful, gorgeous nose.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Very intense, very succulent. 58.3%. Look at the bottle. Also down below. Every bit of 58%, I would say. But you instantly that lush texture that sort of picking up on the nose carries forward. Not the least drying of whiskeys I think I've had in a while. Even though there's a bit of oakiness. It's a very, very wet palate. The dark fruits really, really come forward on the palate. Definitely going to add water to this one. You can just tell so many flavors that are just locked up right now.
Yeah.
But damn. Big, bold whiskey.
Yeah. Some of that mushroom funkiness, though. I got some rose petal as well with the fruits, the berries, strawberries, malty, oak. Just a full, rich palate. Gorgeous. This is a stunner.
Tamaris is hoarse near the mic tonight. Welcome to whiskey.com. Scuba Summer, Scott's fan, says that was a face. I hope you're talking about Scott's face.
I talked to Scuba on the phone the other day.
Nice. Good to see you, Scuba.
Right. Well, yeah. Not Scuba. Well, nickname Scuba. Summer, first name. I talked to Summer on the phone the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, George Kaplan asked, where's that tobacco? There is some nice, rich, juicy tobacco leaves on this as well. Literally like you've been chewing on that cigar for a while. Berries again, raspberries. Nice. Slight, there's a little bit of almond in there. Floral, still those rose petals.
Certainly with water, a bit more oaky than before. I talked about earlier, neat, not drying whatsoever. Becomes a bit more so with some water. I think dilution obviously unlocks more flavors. So I'm going to more wood, a bit more of the sort of autumnal spices, a little bit of cinnamon, maybe. Some clove, for me, it's become a little bit more herbaceous. Now I feel like I'm reminded why it was chosen for the fall. And let's just start right there. What do you think of this as the fall pick of this year? I feel like how can we not come off as biased? But
well, no, I mean, I don't know that I seasonal characterize whiskeys. I drank maybe about the only one probably is peat. To me, more of that winter cold weather type whiskey for the most. But I drink peat in the summer though too.
You also bathe in cherry casks in July, so
year round. All right.
I like the seasons. It's born and raised in Chicago. Like we definitely have 4 seasons. Some of them are longer than others, but I always enjoy the ritual of like, I'm not like the kind of guy who runs out and gets a pumpkin spice latte the minute fall hits, but I do enjoy like waiting for fall for certain things, like a pint of Guinness at a pub. I think is great on a cold, fall or winter's day. But so with whiskey, yeah, I enjoy sort of the heavier flavors typically, but I think since being involved in society, it's like there is no wrong time or place,
I like the spicy notes that you were calling out on this as well, even cinnamon and nutmeg and white pepper, putting it into that spicy and sweet, cat flavor profile.
Yeah.
I can just put a drop of water on mine. So let me try a sip here with water.
It's kind of I find that this whiskey pushes the flavor profile boundary. It's spicy and sweet. It's not so spicy. I hinted at picking up some autumnal spices earlier, but I find that it's sort of on the boundary or on the way towards deep, rich, and dried fruits. I mean, you are the Dirtiff master here, but do you agree that maybe it's a very active cask that's probably driving this, but the wine cask is really, really rich.
Yeah, for a 3-year maturation on this one, I would love to see though an exclusive maturation, in a Marsala barrique. But for 3 years, a lot of character, a lot of activity here. Well, I think spicy and sweet is a good one. I don't think we've quite broached into that Dirtiff, deep, rich, and dried fruits profile yet.
Yeah.
And could a Marsala cask do that? I don't know if we could get a deep, rich, and dried fruits with Marsala.
I mean, I think so. We've had Madeira, cask and deep, rich, and dried fruits. We've had, recharred hogsheads and deep, rich, and my point is, I'm just saying for everybody in chat, if you're watching the replay, if you're listening to what we're saying here, I find that within if you enjoy the spicy and sweet flavor profile, I'm just calling out this is kind of on the one end of the spectrum here. It is more, I think, cask forward, richer. The wine cask is very dominant. I feel like we have had some spicy and sweets. I got a bunch back there. I gotta go after this stream. I'm gonna go prove myself right. But I feel like we've had some that are, within spicy and sweet. There's some sweetness, but there's also a lot of spice, and they're drier. So within the whole spectrum, I find that this is sort of out just on the edge, and who knows? But you're right. It'd be cool to have a full term Marsala wine cask matured whiskey.
Yeah,
just for the hell of it.
No, this one's very nice. This was a great. I love this Marsala barrique on this one because I think there's great influence here, even for that 3-year mark that it's only sat in there. But this will be on my shelf next to Well Read 100.40 from the main outturn preview tasting, which is 2 phenomenal whiskeys. George Kaplan asking, yeah, there you go. You just got it too. Madeira is a lot more nutty, I think, and I don't get near the fruits from Madeira that I do Marsala.
It's funny because I'm trying to think. I've consumed the wine more, Marsala Madeira, more than I have like whiskeys matured or finished in these types of casks. So it'd be so cool, obviously, and we've done this a few times. You guys probably know we'll take sister casks or whatever, or we'll take the same cask, we'll blend them together, then we'll transfer to different casks to compare and contrast. It'd be real cool to compare this with like a Madeira or a PX. I don't know, but I agree with you, man. It's less nutty. I think Madeira is more funky. This is more fruit forward. Less of more balance and less of a roller coaster than some Madeira. I just find that Madeira, it's really finicky as a cask for secondary maturation. Like if you put it in there too much long, can really dominate the profile. And I think a first fill Madeira cask for 3 years on top of, if you were to take this 9-year-old and put it into Madeira for 3 years, I think as opposed to what you have here, something pretty balanced, you'd have something that's really, really cask driven and perhaps a bit more out of balance. So
I get a little bit of ash. I almost want to say cigarette ash or ashtray even, but I mean, it's just a hint. Could be from the wine. It could be from the barrel itself, but just a hint on the finish, on the very tail end, a little bit of ashiness. Ashiness to go with the oakiness and the berryness and the funkiness.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good. I mean, obviously a little biased here. We made a selection for the fall. I think I haven't tasted this in over a year probably now, but I think I'm pretty pumped the way it turned out. Admittedly, I think going into this, I was wondering, I was like, is this gonna be so cask heavy and out of balance? You never know, but because on paper it was like 3 years, it's a lot. I think it worked out. I mean, I think you guys will taste this and obviously tell us what you think if we're wrong, but I think you'll hopefully you feel the same way. Yeah, but I think it's a solid pick for fall. It's a nice break from the conventional what we typically do for a fall, just another peated cask or another sherry cask of some sort.
We don't see a lot of Marsala casks, so yeah. I like to try them, like I say, when they do come around. But
while we're on the topic, everybody in the chat, I'm curious to know what is one cask type that you would like to see more of that we don't see often. I cannot guarantee that the suggestion will make its way through, but we've definitely pushed through some crazier suggestions.
You never know.
And of course, the time to make good on that idea is usually multiple years, because that's how long it takes to age whiskey. But I'm curious to know. I mean, we've had Marsala. What else we've had? I feel like we've had a lot this year. And I'm really surprised that Tom R immediately said rum. I didn't even know that, Tom, you like rum. That's kind of
I know.
That's
why. Who would have guessed that?
And
I think that's his last name. Is Tom Rum. The R is for rum.
Rye casks, interesting.
Someone earlier said a peated whiskey in a rye cask. They were just talking about what they want. Yeah.
Well, we had one. We had a Volts collection of 53.
Oh, that's right.
Something. We had 2 of them. One was in bourbon, double matured. One was in bourbon, the other in rye. Tequila.
There you go. Yeah. Tequila's coming up. Sautern's always good.
Yeah, we've had a few. We had a good one, 135 recently.
A Moore says a stout barrel like the Guinness Offerman edition. Yeah, that would be neat too.
Yeah, we've done IPA casks in a collaboration with Tempest Brewery in Scotland, but I don't think we've done anything in stout. Franco says, definitely would like to see some American single malts and bourbons released through the society, have some unique finishes like All Roast or even Sauternes. We had a Balcones and like a French oak once. That was a killer. I remember. I think Tea Time on a Hot Date was the name. Yeah.
I've got 2 rounds of water on mine. I did like this neat, or even with the 1 round of water. It's still good with 2, but a lot of the spark is gone with it, but everything really is still a great palate with it.
A Bruna.
I think you mean
Bruna.
It's Ambrana, isn't it? I think the Brazilian oak. I've had some good ones. Yeah.
Well, suggestions.
By the way, I see Big Dog is watching. I'm going to be down. I'm going to be hosting the tastings in Tampa coming up. Big Dog, Bird Dog. I need to see you guys there. October lineup is out. Make sure you get signed up for Tampa. Make the trip. I know you guys are over by Fort Lauderdale somewhere, I want to say, or Orlando. Ambrana. Yep. Yeah, Whiskey Franco says that red line Ambrana was really good. We had that one as well, Bart and I, and that one had a lot. It was a great influence from that Ambrana oak. Another one I had was a Teelings, actually. The first one I had was a Teelings that was in Ambrana, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Hold on, George Kaplan. This very vague suggestion that you've just laid out here, was this the one that we released previously?
We've had 2 distillery number 1s in the Chenin Blanc. I want to say, was that right? Did we have 2, both Chenin Blanc?
I think it was
they weren't exclusive.
No, I think this was the conversation piece with the previous label. Oh yeah, Okay, because my favorite society whiskey of all time that I have up there, like two gens, the labels of 2 gens ago, it's called Formula Favorite. It's a 35, just the 13-year-old in Chenin Blanc. By far my favorite society whiskey ever released.
Really?
Yeah. And I've got about half the bottle from, I think we released in 2017. Well, a while ago now. But yeah, definitely 2017. And yeah, I remember this conversation piece came out, much more complex, but man, Chenin Blanc is by far my absolute favorite cask type for whiskey maturation, without a doubt.
I see Andrew Hammaker is in Orlando. He's working to secure the day off and would love to come to Tampa for the tasting. Excellent.
Damn, Scott's going to be there. Scott's going to be hosting.
Yep.
You better, Hammaker. I mean, come on. Go hang out with Scott in person and set the record straight. I think it's Hammaker.
Hey, don't tell us now. Wait till then. The suspense will kill us.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Anyway, a lot of crazy woods. To consider. But so that's what we got tonight. The one whiskey. Below is linked to the lottery if you want a chance to pick it up. Hopefully you did. I can't guarantee it, unfortunately, but we do have a lot of other whiskeys as well. And as Scott mentioned earlier, we're doing them through the end of the month of free shipping if you order 3 bottles or more. And if you missed the announcement before, you don't have to order all 3 at once. You can order 1 or 2, drop a comment in your order notes to hold the shipment until further notice or until you want to add more. Just give our team a heads up, and we'll hold it with that, and we won't ship it. So that's that.
I love this one. I'm pouring me some more and going to watch football.
Happy fall, everybody. When is fall? It's like a week away or something, right? I think technically it's
I'm
like a week or
not
2 away.
sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit later. It always seemed like it came around a little bit later than you think it should.
Yeah, it's close.
Well, we're mid-September.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, Scott.
Click on the link in the description. You have to be a member. You have to be a member of the SMWS. For more information about being a member, go to smwsa.com. And then if you're a member, though, you can register for your chance to buy this bottle. It's a U.S. exclusive. Do that. Click on the link. Register your email address. It has to be the email address registered to your SMWS account, or it won't work. Won't count. So as we say on the back of every bottle, except maybe we don't on these fancy labeled ones. Nope, it does say it on there. Remember, Scotch Malt Whiskey Societies aren't for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.
Sanch.